Welcome, Board Game Soloist, Always Game Solo. I'm J. Allen Recker. Today we're going to do a playthrough of Bloodborne, the board game. We are going to be playing the campaign split into three missions. Growing Madness is one of the 4 3-mission campaigns that comes in the box. I have not played this yet. I've only played the introductory long hunt mission, so this will be new for both me and you. This game is a real table hog. So I've got things spread out. I'm keeping the monsters over here so you can see them. I'm going to try to. We'll see once it gets built out. I've got my player dashboard closed in. I've got the time tracker is going to be out of sight, and the upgrades that's over here. And I figure that it doesn't need to be in view. I'm going to try to have things a little closed in a little bit so you can see what's kind of going on. All right, Growing Madness. This night, a grand hunt has been called. Hunter and townfolk alike have taken to the streets to join in the great purging. Among them, the renowned hunter, Father Gascoigne, has joined you. Or Gascoigne? That's not Eon. In your task. Yet, something about this hunt feels different. The scent of blood is heavy in the air. From above, the rays of the blood moon bathe the streets in a crimson red. All the while, an unnerving feeling lies just below the surface, as if something terrible is waiting to be unleashed. So the missions come in this deck, and I actually really like this. The only thing that I don't like about it is that, well, if you don't have a lot of space, it can be frustrating because you'll go on different quests within, and so it can take up quite a bit, add extra space to an already table hog game. But right now, I've got the luxury of having a lot of space, which is new for me, so I'm feeling comfortable with the deck. The problem is that I think it makes the game less expandable. It'd be harder to make fan missions. It made it. They didn't put out. Come On often puts out free missions for like Zombicide. Now I know they don't own this property anymore, but they didn't put out any free missions that you could download online because, I mean, how you're not going to download a deck of cards, and most people wouldn't have printed that up. But the cards otherwise work really well. You always start with the central lamp tile out, and I didn't keep the Blood Moon box. I bought this and sold it. The Blood Moon box and some other stuff to kind of pay for it, make the game pay for itself. And it comes with some like treasure chests, some 3D treasure chests, and some 3D like gas lamps. But instead, I'm just using these flame brazier type lamps that lighting that I use in miniature wargaming, and the some of the treasure chests that I use in them, because if you have a 3D printer, save yourself a lot of money that way. Okay, so the characters I'm playing are the Threaded Cane. I played one Chalice Dungeon with these characters, and the Threaded Cane is quite powerful. Stagger, the special effect on this side can stagger enemy attacks at the same speed, so you want to get a lot of stagger in your deck as you build it up. And when you here on this side, when you dodge, deal 1 damage to all enemies within 1 space. So you want to get a lot of dodge. You always want a lot of dodge, but so it makes it nice to have an extra bonus because you're gonna already want to have a good amount of dodge. The other one I'm playing is the Beast Claw. So you can see he's pretty gnarly. He's got like this wooden claw on this hand, and he's got a giant hand like he's been partially infected or something. On the other, he's got on attack, if you have 3 or less HP, attack gains +1 speed and +1 damage. Now at 3 HP, that's half your HP, and these are not tough characters. Like, it is very easy for them to cut down. That's a dangerous place to be, but that's a big benefit if you can hang out there for a while. Then on this side, on kill, heal 2 and move 2. That's a very big benefit. We're going to start on that side because we're not hurt, so we wouldn't start on the other. Okay, so at the start, I like to send my characters off in different directions. Probably going to do it like this. I want to keep everything in sight for you all. Let's get started. The setup for this is Hunter Mob. I guess I'll show you the monsters. So Hunter Mob. They're the monster I'm most comfortable with. So I was glad to have them in here. And then 2 random enemies. And I just shuffled up the deck. And these are all 2-sided, and they play differently depending on the side, so you get a fair amount of variety, even though you don't have that many enemy types. And you've got the Church Servant and the Rabid Dog. Both of these, I think, are from Chalice Dungeon. If they're unfamiliar to you, that may be why. Okay, and then you grab these tiles: the Graveyard, the Great Bridge, Occupied House, Odon Chapel, and then 4 random, because I have 2 players, so players times 2. Okay, and when the hunt track reaches the first space, mark that with an insight token, reveal card 6, end a move on the occupied house tile, reveal card 11, and end a move on the Odin Chapel tile, reveal card 14. So those are the important things. I've forgotten those sometimes, not been paying attention. It's important to remember those. I guess we are good to go. I've never fought against the Rabid Dog or the Church Servant, so I hope that they aren't too brutal. I built my stack up over here. So I'm going to have Threaded Cane go first. Go up. Okay, Odin Chapel. I've never played Bloodborne. I don't know how to pronounce any of the stuff. And I have no emotional connection to the game. I like FromSoft games. I've played Dark Souls quite a bit. And I've played some Elden Ring. Okay, so... But I'm emotionally connected to the material. And that might be why I like Bloodborne so much, where some people seem to want it to be just like the game, and felt, I guess, a little disappointed that the mechanics couldn't perfectly recreate the experience. Okay, so Threaded Cane is going to hop onto here. And that... Oh, wait, I should have revealed card 1. Okay, so Gastion steps forward, taking the lead. He lifts his head. Tonight there is something different in the air. Let there be no doubt. If it moves, you can be sure it's a beast. And even if it doesn't, well, don't take any chances. Now we hunt. Place player count +2, so 4 insight tokens on this card. Place Father Gascoigne. That's going to really bother me. I don't know how to say that. Gascoigne's miniature in the central lamp space. When a hunter moves out of his space, Gascoigne may be moved with them. After a hunter in his space attacks, deal that enemy 1 additional damage. No one gains a blood echo if this slays the enemy. After a hunter, so it's always after. That's a pretty steep price, because a lot of your attacks will do enough damage to take the enemy to the brink. If he's the one who knocks the enemy off the brink, then you don't get the blood echo, which is what lets you swap out an upgrade card. Each time an enemy is slain in his space, remove 1 token. Okay, so he only will kill 4 anyway. I'm going to set this to the side. So I don't have to retcon anything, because I don't plan on using him up front. We'll see if they have balanced this tough enough to expect you to be using him at the beginning. Okay, so now we are on Odin Chapel, and we will reveal card 14. Insight mission. So you have to beat these missions to get to the end of the chapter. I think I referred to it wrong. I referred to each campaign having 3 missions, but each campaign has 3 chapters, and the chapters have multiple missions. I found a lot of them have had 3 so far. Eileen the Crow. Okay, let me get... Okay, so Father Gascon has a mini. It is not the color of the... It is not a playable character. You can see it's a different color from the playable characters, and it's larger. So, I've got a feeling that that's going to go bad. That's going to go sour. And then we have tokens for some characters, and we have Eileen, we have the Eileen, and then we have a Bloody Crow. So I have a feeling this is going to go bad as well. Okay. Oh, a hunter. What a mess you've been caught up in, and tonight of all nights. Heh, I am Eileen, a fellow hunter of sorts. You've seen the madness that's gripped those out this night, haven't you? They cannot be saved, so that leaves just one option, and the reason why I'm here. But you seem to have your wits about. Why don't you show me what you can do? Place 2 insights on this card. While on Odin Chapel tile, hunters may discard their held blood echoes. For each one discarded, remove 1 token from this card. And when this card has no remaining tokens, reveal card 15. Oh, great. That's a delightful one. There's one thing that I don't like doing. It's wasting insight, wasting those blood echoes that I could be upgrading my characters with. And now, in order to progress my mission, that means 4 enemies killed that will not count. Alright, well, I'm playing this entirely wrong. I should have drawn out my cards and then discarded them once I start talking. Sometimes I forget how to play a game. Okay, so this is no dodges. Don't like that. So we'll discard that one to have moved there. And if I had a dodge, I'd be much more comfortable pushing into the next. But we can't end our turn here. The game economy is way too tight for that. So we're going to play one more. And we've got the Grand Cathedral. Interact on any space, heal too. Wow, that's massive. I don't think I've ever had the Grand Cathedral in a game before. That's you see the art on these is very nice. And I guess it looks like the game. Here we see the special, so it's got a lamp. So that's 3 in a row, which is not good because you can use them to teleport around a bit. And we've got a chest. So interact on any space, heal 2. That means that from that wording, if we were to interact with the chest, we would also heal. Okay. But that didn't really do much for us. We're going to pop over here, and we are going to spend this card to go ahead and take something from the chest. Molotov cocktail. Hunter turn, deal 2 damage to 1 enemy in your space. That's very powerful. That's a good way. Each one of these is each consumable is kind of a way to finish off a baddie without taking any damage. Okay, so now it is Beast Claw's turn. It's a pretty try-hard name. And we are going to discard that card to go this way. So we have a church servant and a treasure chest. So which way do we want to put this? Probably like this. It's fine. I haven't really looked to see what the church servant does. So we'll find out now. Okay. Church Servant's basic attack, which is half of the enemy deck. You figure out what the enemy does with this enemy actions deck. It's only 6 cards, so you really can calculate the odds of what's going to happen, especially as you get further down into it before you then reshuffle it. So basic, which is 3 of the 6 cards, is a Cane Strike at speed 2, so that's the middle speed, does 3 damage. That's quite a bit of damage for that speed. Here's an Arcane Explosion at slow, do 3 damage, and stun, and can't be dodged, and targets all hunters in the space. So they're 2 out of 6, so 1/3 of the attacks will be that. And then ability, Horrific Visions. Hunter suffers Frenzy. If the hunter is already frenzied, they suffer stun instead. Flip another enemy action. That's no good. No good at all. Okay. And it doesn't say what speed that would be at, so I think that no matter what, it gets you, is my guess. Can only dodge half of what's on here, which makes dodging probably... Can only dodge half of what is of the attacks on here. Like, so that's 2 cards, 1 card, and 3 cards. Dodge is not as powerful against the Church Servant than as against most enemies. It has the standard 4 health. If stun hits, what that does is you have to discard a card or you take an extra point of damage. I'm going to use this card to basic attack, but it gives you +1 damage, and I'm going to put it on my heavy carve. And that way, so I'm going to get hit, but it's going to kill him. And I do have 1 card to discard. Okay, let's see what we get. It's a basic. So he hits first. He hits me for 3. Then I hit, and I hit him for 4, and he's gone. Alright. So now that clogs up the slot on my weapon. It takes discarding a card to be able to flip your weapon, and then that removes all the cards. Okay, so I only have 1 card left. I can't get here, and I'm going to retcon that. Oh no, I'm not retconning it because he gets to heal and he gets to move. So he's going to go back up to 5. So that's why I decided to just take the hit. So he can move, then he can move 2. So he can reveal the next tile. Occupied house, which has a hunter mob on there. So he moves 1, 2. Okay. End a move on the occupied house tile, reveal card 11. So we are revealing our second mission. Supplies for the night. Oh, you must be a hunter. Must have had a fine time of it. Was out on the hunt myself, but now I don't think I could stand it if I wanted to. Say, you wouldn't be willing to help a fellow Yarnamite out, would you? I can even make it worth your while. Just need some supplies to last me through the night, that's all. Place hunters +1, so 3 insight tokens on this card. Hunters ending a move on the occupied house space may discard any number of their held consumables. For each one discarded, remove 1 token from this card. When this card has no remaining tokens, reveal card 12. Okay, so we need to drop off 3 consumables there. That is a lot more easy to swallow for me than Blood Echoes. So, you know what? I think that maybe we should take Gascion with us, because I think that it's not an insight mission to have him, but we do reveal a card if he uses his helping ability 4 times. So maybe I should have taken him. I didn't read that part. Okay, well, getting ahead of myself because now I'm not going to attack. I only have 1 card left, so I'm just going to let them attack and try to dodge, hopefully dodge whatever they throw at me. Special, which is undodgeable. Flip another enemy action. Hunter's mobs. Next attack gains 1 speed and 1 damage. It's basic, so it happens fast, but I can dodge at the same speed. I have an open fast slot, and so their attack does no damage. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and progress the round tracker and deal ourselves some cards. So now that I know that we have to drop off consumables at the occupied house, it's not so much of a waste to spend cards interacting with these. So I am going to go ahead and do that. So whenever the insight track hits a red node, you refresh, like all the monsters respawn, but so do all the treasures. Okay, so bold Hunter's Mark, Hunter's turn. Teleport your hunter to any lamp space. Okay, so she now has 2 items. And we need to drop off 3 at the occupied house. One, 2, 1. I don't want to reveal a tile without any dodging ability. But what a waste to have gotten stuck all the way in this corner. So I'm going to spend a card to move to. Like, time is also a valuable resource. So if I waste, I'm just going to go down here and I'm going to pick him up because I do need to do that. I could wait until I went to the Hunter's Dream to get him, but I won't. Okay, so we have got 1 special, 1 basic, and 2 basics that have been used. So there's 1 basic, 1 special, and 1 ability here. So even odds as to what the Hunter's Mob's going to do. They're either going to do an axe swing, which does 2 damage, a shield at normal speed, a shield bash, which does 2 damage at normal speed, also does stagger and stun, which means that you lose your attack if it's faster, if you do a slow one, which I can't. And you have to discard a card or suffer an extra point damage, or the ability, which it would be to flip another enemy action. Oh, I need to place my attack. That's wacky stuff right there. Okay, so going to do this and draw 1. I hope it's a dodge, and it is a dodge, which is why I left my quick spot open. And it's a basic, so I do 2 points of damage, and I actually like being able to use these tokens on this. I like the unadorned bases of these minis and they're almost all of them are very big, so you can set the damage on them. And instead of using the actual Bloodborne ones because they're way too big, I think these are Eon's End. Okay, so I did him 2 points of damage, and I guess I should probably dodge his. Let me think, because the next is either going to be an ability or a special. I'm going to go ahead and dodge it, and losing track of what I should be doing. So do I dodge? Do I want to dodge this? Okay, I'm going to use this, and the reason why is that I'm going to switch my weapon, which means on kill I'm not going to heal to, because I don't have enough damage to do on this side where I can actually kill. I can only do 1 point of damage. At this point in the game, there's no way to eke out extra points of damage. Like, I don't have consumables, I don't have Carol Ruins, I don't have Hunter's Tools. And so, like, I like to search the board and try to find out how to eke out exactly what I need, but there's just no way to do it right now. So I need 2 cards because I need to be able to flip and attack. So I'm going to stagger to avoid that damage. And I'm going to spend a card to flip. And then, yeah, I'm going to just do a stagger attack. So this is either going to be a special or it's going to be an ability. It's a special. So it's going to happen 1 faster and gain. Wait, no. That's ridiculous. Okay, special is 2 speed, 2 damage, average speed attack with 2 damage, and a stagger and stun. So stagger doesn't land because my attack is the same speed, but stun does land. So I take 3 points of damage. Not good. But that is enough to kill the mob. Okay, so the good thing now is I do a lot of extra damage. Okay, so that's over. So I'm going to go ahead and move that. And then draw up. See, now that's what I needed. I don't think it would have turned out great anyway, but I needed to be able to do +1 damage on my other side to be able to do a quick slash, and then actually I could have avoided the damage by doing 2 points of damage on a quick slide spot, which would have been faster than their attack. Okay, so, but that is not what happened, so let's move on. How many more of these do we have? 4 more tiles. I'm trying to fit everything on here. Man, she has not done a single attack so far. Her board is still fully empty. 1, 2. This is a sad state of affairs. We're going to go up, but I don't have a dodge. Okay, she's going to go ahead and she's going to push ahead. So we have a graveyard. Treasure has a church servant. Okay, so we moved with that. And So we're here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to... This is going to be an ability, right? We're not going to do stagger right now because we know it's going to be an ability and I'm not going to be able to stagger it. Although, actually, I can stagger its second one. Okay, yeah, so we are going to do this. So, this ability, which means that we get a frenzy, which means that whenever we get hit, we take 1 extra point of damage. I've never had that before. Okay, and then we're going to... Okay, so it's a basic, which we very easily stagger. We've done 1 point to him, and then Father Gascon does 1 point. And then we're going to do the cannon, which will do 3 points of damage at slow. Basic, which does 3 points of damage at normal speed. So that's not the best. But this fellow's gone, and she finished him off. Okay, and that is the turn. This little guy needs some help. He's on 2 health. Does he push on? We're gonna go big or go home. And it's just a lamp. No, with no enemies. Okay? And I think it was random. It's not part of the missions. So, which one are we going to hit spent for that? I should really choose before I move. Sorry about it. With no dodging ability, do I keep pushing forward? I don't know. Okay, I'm going to reveal another one, and then I'm actually probably just going to go to the Hunter's Dream. Okay, the Great Bridge. There's a rabid dog. It's actually just like really sad. There's a hunting hound, which is horrific, and I'm glad I'm not facing him, because one of his special is that however much damage you did to him, he like you take back because he's covered in knives. Okay, so you know what? Do I push it? If he has a special, he howls, and all enemies within 1 tile not in spaces with hunters move 2 towards. Okay, then flip another enemy action, or makes 1 quick bite, which can't be dodged, and gains stagger. Because his attack is very quick. It will kill me. My quick slash would land faster than that, though, because I currently have +1 speed, so it's actually faster than fast. Okay, so he's going to come at me. I'm going to end my turn. He's going to come at me and attack, and I'm going to respond with an attack. And my attack is going to hit faster than fast. It's going to do +1 on top of the 1 and +1 because I'm hurt enough. There we go. Okay, so he does a special, and then nobody moves closer to me because there's no other enemies. He does another special, and then he does a basic. Wow. We burned through that enemy deck really quick. So the ability is the last one again. All right. So he does a quick bite, which can't be dodged, and gains stagger, but my quick slash lands first, and poor little rabid doggy, is toast, and I get to go. So I've finished my turn, but before I turn it over, I'm going to go to the Hunter's Dream. Okay, so in Hunter's Dream, we do that. We clear these off and decide which side we want to be on. But first, I'm going to buy my cards because that could determine which side I want to be on. Probably, actually, I'm going to come back at 6, so I probably don't want to be on that side. I forget to flip it the other way. Okay, so let's see what we have. Okay, I'm definitely going to take Second Wind. Now remember, I do have a mission where I can trade in Blood Echoes and every time you take a card, you get to put one back. Okay, so remember, I do have a mission where I could trade in my Blood Echoes, but I'm not going to do it yet because I really need to beef up these decks. So these are the cards I decided on. Second Wind, when used for non-attack action, heal 2. So when interacting with a treasure or on a space, or when moving, I can heal 2. I think that's going to be very good for him. My goal is to keep him on this side until things go real bad. And with his on kill heal 2, and then with a card like this, I think it is possible. So attacking fast is important for him. And then I want for the Threaded Cane to have as many dodges as possible, but I can't sit and let this card, because I think it was the best one to get go. I can't sit on it for later, and he needs more dodges too. He just doesn't get as much of a benefit. Okay, so I think we're probably going to be able to just do a 1-for-1, except for the dodge, because I want extra dodges. I don't. So I think we're going to get rid of a stagger. Okay. Okay, now he's not coming back yet, so I'm not going to deal his cards out. We've only got one tile left to explore. It's pretty wild. Either I forgot to mark that she hadn't gone yet, because one thing I have to remember, like use special help to try to keep track of when both characters have gone, so the round progresses, because the round progressing is so important. And I didn't mark her. I don't remember going with her, but that doesn't mean much. I don't remember a lot of things. So I guess we're gonna progress to the next round, and that means that we're gonna turn over the next card. Because this insight token was to mark that when the hunt track reaches the first Blood Moon space, reveal card 6. That's bad, because I don't feel like I'm positioned well. Like, I'm just sitting here, and I'm going to have to fight this guy again. That's real bad, honestly. Okay, but it is what it is, because I can't know that that she didn't have her turn. So I guess I'll find out when I review the footage. So we got to put everybody back. Which actually, I mean, is not that much. I could have gotten... Wait, which... No, that's not that. I could have drawn much worse tiles for monster the amount of monsters that's being out. Though it does actually make it a little bit difficult to upgrade my deck. Okay, so it's a new round. So we draw up. We're gonna have him appear somewhere. Before he does, for his turn, we're gonna maybe do her turn first so we can see what happens. So this is gonna be an ability. Hunter suffers frenzy, otherwise they suffer a stun instead, and then flip another enemy action. So we know that's what's gonna happen. We can run away. That might be the best thing to do. Okay, so I'm just gonna end her turn. This is so bad. So it's an ability. I have to discard a card to avoid stun. And then we have to because if she takes damage, she's going to take 1 extra damage. Okay, so it's a basic attack, which I can dodge, and that deals 1 damage to him. That's not... Oh, wait. I'm also... Sorry. I'm going to have attacked and then dodged. So that dealt 3 damage. And then Gaston does the last point. So he kills this guy, which means we do not get the Blood Echo. And all cards are gone. So she can't even open a treasure chest. And we've got another one of these guys closing in. I tell you what, this is not good. Okay, so now we have to decide where Beast Claw is going to appear. We've got these slots. It's going to appear here. It's going to move. That, and he is going to... He's going to take Gaston with him. He's going to deal... Which one is he going to do? He's going to do a stagger attack. Okay, let's see what... Ability. Suffers frenzy. Great. And then special. Cannot be dodged, but is slow enough that the stagger works. So I don't take any damage from that. And Gascoigne does an extra point of damage, so he's 1 away. So we are going to press the attack and play Quick Slash. Basic, Quick Slash hits first. Oh, and I get to draw 1. Quick Slash hits first, and that finishes him off before he can land his hit. Okay, so that was that his. So he's got 1 left. He's going to use it to It's going to use it to move here. And he's taken, I guess, Goingy with him. Should he? Hold on. I gotta decide that. Because she's gonna need to go over there and drop off supplies. Will she need any help? Her health is kind of low. She's gonna take him. But that's not gonna happen this turn. Okay, so the round progresses. So he's got a dodge, that's always good. Getting wild with the shuffling. Just absolutely crazy with the shuffling. Okay. No dodging. It's because I haven't upgraded her deck. I'm used to a lot more dodge heavy deck. Okay. Well, just going to use one card. Is she going to go first? He's going to go first because who knows what's going to be over here. So he's going to... He still had a card, so he's going to have flipped. He's going to have flipped this because he got to move 2 from that kill. So his card, he's going to use that last card from last round to refresh his weapon. Okay, so that's great. I mean, it gives him a lot more freedom. He's going to use this to move and explore. Okay, the ransacked house. That's got some treasure on it. And some real baddies on it. Thank goodness, not a church servant. That church servant is a little bit too tough. Okay, so we'll finish his move onto there. I should have realized that I didn't need to do. Yeah, that was unnecessary. Well, whatever. It's too late now. Okay, so this has one basic and one special. So it's either going to be a basic or a special. So it's going to end up being a basic. So we are going to we're going to fight the dog because we can finish him off with 1. So the first thing we're going to do is draw 1, and we're going to reveal this special, which calls any enemies within 1 tile 2 towards him. So it's like the dogs are like alarms, but there's no enemies within a tile that connect. So he does a basic attack. I'm going to dodge that. Should I dodge that? Hold on. I gotta decide if I'm going to dodge that or not. I'm just going to take the damage, actually. I'm probably going to... Well, I probably am not going to go to the Hunter Stream because I can use those 3 over here to finish that mission. So that changes things. Use my pistol. Just to avoid that. So his attack doesn't hit. My guy's does. So he's gone. And now I'm going to finish my turn and let him attack. So it could be anything, because we gotta shuffle this back up. But no matter what, we can dodge it, so I'm not worried. Oh, we know. Move this in a little bit. Let's not get crazy. Okay. Okay, so it's a special, but I'm going to dodge it and do 3 damage. Okay. So that is the end of his turn. She is going to... So I need to open up a chest. Move 2, that would be very nice, but I don't get to do that because I need to turn it in. And I have to make it all the way into the occupied house space, not just on the tile. Which means I have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 moves, which I cannot do. So I guess I'm just going to move 2. 1, 2, take him with me. And then use 1 to flip my board. Okay, so that's the end of that round. Wow. Rounds are going... I don't feel like I'm making much progress here. I feel like everything is me clawing to get anything done. Oh, and at the end of that, he moved in here. So he moves 1 space towards you if they are in an adjacent tile. Okay, so we drew up. We progressed the round. Let's do it. Okay, so who goes first? He needs to finish him off. Or... Yeah, because he's not going to deliver those blood echoes. Well, yeah, because... So I could just run away. Okay, I'm going to attack with this. And let's see what we get. Unless it's an ability... Well, even if it's an ability, we're covered. Okay, so we attack first and we do enough damage to finish the mob off. Unfortunately, we don't get... We've gotten our maximum amount of 3 blood echoes. I use pawns to show the blood echoes, and because I like picking up as few fiddly of these little things as possible. But at least we get to interact and take 2 consumables, and to interact with a tile, it only takes 1. So we get both of these, and we actually get to keep them. On attack, block 1 damage. Okay. And draw 1 card and remove 1 poison. Well, I've got Frenzy, not poison. I don't have any enemies that can give me poison. So that would be really nice to be able to turn in over here, but I'm not going to run all the way across the map to do that, I guess. So instead, I'm going to use this to move 1, 2. Yeah. I need to clear his board, but I guess I can wait. Okay, so that's his turn. Her turn is going to be first. So we got a special and a basic. There are 2 basics, 1 special, 1 ability. So she's going to move which one? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And drop off these treasures. I guess that's the end of the turn. It's a little bit unclear to me when you have a mission card interrupt. So supplies for the night. When this card has no remaining, reveal card 12. We took supplies to the hunter locked up in or holding up in that house. So now we go to card 12. And let's see what this is. Splendid, splendid. This should be just enough to get me through the hunt. Now, for your reward, don't think I forgot. It's just, well, I had to leave my tools escaping one of the beasts out in the old graveyard. I'm sure they're still out there, though, probably. Complete this mission by interacting on the graveyard space, which is back there, where I literally just came from. And if I do that, then I reveal card 13. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna hang here, I guess. Okay. He is gonna go drop off those points, and I wonder if this is gonna go bad. Oh, well, it's the end of the round, though, so do we keep the stagger? We keep the stagger. The stagger's a good one to have on this side of the card because it can stagger enemies at the same speed. And he's going to draw 1. Like, some of these items would be like something like flip your weapon for free, but those have a massive effect. Like, that's what I love, is that every little thing in this game is really important because it is balanced down to the wire. Okay, so so you go 1, 2, and he's going to give up his blood echoes, and that is enough to reveal card 15. Eileen the Crow, we've proven ourselves to her. Great. That was what was really important to me, was gaining her approval. Yeah, and that literally is what that did. Proven hunter. Distribute 2 consumables and the messenger's gift reward among the hunters. Quite impressive. Perhaps you have what it takes to survive this hunt after all. Here's a gift for the proven hunter. Good luck out there. Heh heh. Just love that tone. Okay, now she's going to go. She's going to go and wipe these guys off the map. Okay, so we're going to spend 1 stagger to move. Oh, I forgot that I get to distribute some gifts. Messenger's gift. So these hunter's tools are super, super powerful because they don't go away. They just flip over, and then you get them back when you go to the hunter stream. Non-boss enemies do not activate after your turn. That's super powerful. The problem is, how many more non-boss enemies are we going to face? We're like at the end of this, but we'll carry this on into the future one. So, I guess she will get it. I think that you can swap hunter's tools in between missions, so we'll rebalance next time. But he has a couple of consumables, so she'll get that for now. And then 2 consumables. So gain 1 blood echo. Oh, that's great, because she could definitely... We're actually going to turn that in for... Well, we'll wait. We don't want her to die. And then... And a pebble. Move 1 enemy within 2 spaces up to 2 spaces. She'll just take all of them. She's just a greedy little thing. Okay. So... let's go ahead and fight this. I feel like I'm missing something. Like I don't have anything that tells me that if I have how many missions I have to finish before I get to like move on. It makes me wonder if I ran this wrong, like from the start, just because I don't see a card. Usually there's a card that tells you how many of these insight missions you need to have to then move kind of into the end game. We've got a couple more of these to push forward though. So, okay, so we've got 1 special, 2 basic, and 1 ability, which would be a special, 1 special, or 2 basic, but done faster. We're going to do this because I don't want to finish him off with Gaston ability. So that was the worst possible one. So it's a basic. So it's a 3 basic, but that's okay. I can dodge it. And that otherwise I would have been able to stagger, because I could stagger at the same speed, but the basic attack happens at speed quick because of that ability. So 3 damage, and I cleared off the last insight. We're going to finish this guy off before we figure out how Gascoigne is going to betray us. And we are going to have to end our turn there, actually, because I don't have any cards left. The messenger's gift means that this guy doesn't activate now as their own turn. So that works out really well. Okay, so we are going to have... So we reveal card 2. Gascoigne's blows strike down his latest foe, but he does not stop. He rears back, bringing his mighty axe down again and again, blood splattering as he chops away. Suddenly, the bells of the Grand Cathedral, far across the Grey Bridge, begin to chime. Gascoigne stops, drawn by their sound. More beasts, can't you smell them? So many this night, so many left to kill. With this, he silently turns and departs. Okay, so it's not going to be in this chapter where he betrays us. Remove Father Gascoigne from the mat. When a hunter ends a move on the Great Bridge after collecting at least 2 insight. Okay, reveal card 3. So we definitely needed to use this guy. I wasn't going to at first because I wanted all the kills, all this points for myself, the blood echoes, but we never would have gotten this card where once we completed the second mission, we can go to the Great Bridge way over there in the corner and reveal the end. I don't know what's going on here. I'm drawing him another card. Okay, so he needs to go to the graveyard. So the good thing is that it doesn't specify that she has to be the one that goes. So he goes to the graveyard with 1 and interacts with a second one. And now we reveal card 13. see what's this hunter. Distribute the hunter torch. That's great. Okay, distribute the hunter torch reward and the flame sprayer firearm amongst the hunters. Could use some Carol runes though. Hunter torch and flame sprayer. Oh, the flame sprayer firearm. Well, he's definitely getting the firearm because the cannon that threaded cane has is pretty good. May be used to make the following attacks: average attack speed 2 with stagger, or deal 1 to all and deal 1 to all other enemies in this space. That is pretty nice. It's always nice to have an extra attack. I like having this stagger, but that would actually be good for threaded cane to have a basic hunter pistol. But you can't distribute this gun to anyone who doesn't have the picture on it. So when a non-boss enemy moves into your space, that enemy stops 1 space away and suffers 1 damage. Another non-boss enemy ability, but okay. The hunt is dangerous for any wandering the streets of Yharnam, for even those free of the beast plague may become a target for not only the ravenous beasts, but also the mobs of townfolk so eager to partake in the hunt. Reveal card 7, spawn 1 hunter mob on the central lamp space. It cannot move from the space. Place 1 survivor token on the central lamp space. On a red, if no hunter is on this space, remove this token and discard this mission. It cannot be completed. Now, I should have done this earlier, so I don't know how I forgot. So I'm going to go ahead and do this after. Well, it is the end of the turn. He's going to use his last card to flip. Okay. Then everybody's going to respawn. So now, do we want to mess with this? Or do we just want to go to the Great Bridge and call it done? Well, we'll see. Right now, we've got some damage to do. Okay, so we have to finish off this mob, and then we're gonna go. Maybe we'll go to the hunter stream. Okay, so we're gonna attack with the quick cut. Basic attack, we're faster. We'll clear this slot. I wasn't doing that last time I played. I didn't realize that well, no, that's wrong. I didn't realize that when you dodged, you also got the effect on there. But that wasn't used for dodge. So, okay. So interact and get a consumable. Another antidote. Nah. They must have been not shuffled up. Okay, and then I'm going to go to the Hunter Stream. Okay, so we are going to upgrade 2 of our cards. We're going to take this one. And this one. And we will use it to replace that one. And that one. This is one aspect where I don't think super hard about it. I usually kind of try to just develop a decent strategy at the front and then just kind of follow it. And some stuff I just follow the vibes of which cards to get rid of. I like to have extra dodges. I like to get more of the ones that they have benefits from. Otherwise, I try not to agonize too much over whether to get rid of a, +1 or a draw. I had a card, one of those cards had a draw on it, so I went ahead and got rid of a basic draw card. Okay, we're going to... Forgot to draw for him. I don't think we have enough time to do all 3 missions. I don't think this is really balanced to where you have enough time to do all 3 missions. I think it's balanced for you to have enough time to do 2 missions, which is why usually the requirement is that you have 2 insight. And we have our 2 insight. So we're going to go ahead and just run towards the finale. One, 2, 3, and then we reveal card 3. Corpses litter the bridge, massacred. The wounds upon them evident of a hunter axe. These bodies do not bear the signs of the plague, but appear to have been cut down while fleeing. Suddenly, you hear a loud crash. From across the great bridge, a large boulder comes rolling. Reveal card 1. Surround the great bridge tile with fog gates. Spawn 1 hunter mob and 1 huntsman's minion on the great bridge. Instead of the usual enemy, they respawn on Red Blood Moon. Complete the hunt at the end of a round. If no enemies remain on the Great Bridge, reveal card 5. Okay, so we put the mob. I use these as fog gates. So the huntsman's minion is actually a pretty tough cookie. Because he has 5 HP. Guess I'm gonna end his turn here. And so they move towards me, and they each get knocked back. And according to Hunter's Torch, they each get knocked back and suffer 1 damage. So that helps. They are kind of stuck in a loop now. Except, it probably would go too slow. So that's the end of that. Oh wait, she should have come back. So that's not the end of that round yet. It's the end of his turn here. Okay, so Oh, I forgot to bring her back to 6. Oh, 3 dodges. Wow. Okay. So we're going to have her spend one of those to move into this space. I guess they're going to move in at her and each take another damage due to the torch being in the space. Because it says whenever they move into your space, not whenever they move into your space on your turn. So they move into the space. Actually, no, they don't, because she has the card non-boss enemies do not activate after your turn. Okay, so she's actually going to have to go in there if she wants to fight. I don't really want to do that. I forgot I get to refresh this. Because she'll only be able to dodge one of them. Okay, what is this going to be? Basic, basic, basic. So it's going to be a special. The Hunter's Mob special is Stagger Stun. At medium. Oh, I forgot to use this. I'm gonna retro. I get one more blood. I fail to buy one more card. So that's what I want. May make a move action. I'll go with a leaping. Yeah, I want this one. Rather you lose Frenzy when you go to the Hunter stream. This is bad. Okay, let's see what the mob does. Special. Yeah. So stagger, stun. So that's 3 points. Oh wait, no, that was a really dumb thing to do. I just completely ignored the fact that this happens slower than that. So the stagger actually prevents, and I knew 100% what it was going to be, and I still did it. So I'm going to suffer the consequences. So that did nothing. I do get to remove that. It did stagger and stun, so that's 3 points of damage, but I heal 1 back. Okay. Brilliant. Well, but at least they don't activate after that little display. So, new round. Okay. We'll do a slash. Basic. So same speed, but I stagger them. They do, and I do them 2 damage. And they don't do me any damage. That's what I like to see. Okay, and then I'm going to use 1 to step away. They follow me. That is not their activation. And when they follow me, they each take a point of damage and get knocked back. That's kind of absurd, but it's okay. It is what it is. Wait, no. Yeah, because they couldn't have responded, so I get to attack, and then they don't get to respond. Because non-boss enemies don't respond, don't activate after her turn. I don't think I'm interpreting that right. There's no way. They do not activate after your turn. Like, that would have had to been the end of that move, would be the end of my turn. Hold on. I'm gonna have to think about that before I continue down that path. Okay, so instead I'm gonna attack with this dodge. Yeah, they wouldn't. I don't know if they would follow or not. Like, okay, so I'm looking at the round summary. Hunter refills, Hunter performs actions, end of Hunter's turn, enemies within one tile activate. So those guys would activate, which means they would come after me and then get hit by them moving into the space. But actually, no, they wouldn't activate at all. Would they follow? And they would follow, but they wouldn't. And then they wouldn't attack. But it doesn't matter because they're not going to be in space, so they get pushed back. Okay, I'm reading that right. Okay, so that was her turn. Okay, so I get to draw one. And oh, I forgot to move. Okay. I do 3 damage. And I dodge his attack. And he is done for. Okay, and we've cleared them off. So now we reveal card 5. So they were kind of the boss of this. Distribute 2 consumables in the Carol Ruined Moon amongst the hunters. Looking at the sky, you feel the rays of the blood moon casting down upon you. And even you cannot deny the bloodlust. A suspicion continues to grow in your mind, although you wish it didn't. You must locate Gascon. Wish I knew how to pronounce that. Okay. So, that is the end of this chapter. We get Numbing Mist and a Pebble. Okay. And we get Carol Ruin Moon. When you are slain, keep 1 blood echo. Okay. I just have this feeling that he's more fragile, Beast Claw. Especially, that'll help when he's operating on his, side where if he's hurt, he does more damage. So that is the end of chapter 1 of Growing Madness. We will record chapter 2 next time. There's some weird ones in here that I had trouble with. Some weird abilities. Non-boss enemies do not activate after your turn. Just because I always found the flow difficult. And those make it more. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of reading. But anyway, you get the basic idea. We did pretty good. So I hope you found this entertaining. And I hope I see you for the next chapter of the mission. Remember to always game solo.